Next one, roles in the database environment. So when we consider the roles in the database environment, there are four distinct type of people that participate in the DBMS environment, entire DBMS environment. The data and database administrator, database designer, application developer, and end user. Now see the working and what are the activities done by these people with the database. So first, data and database administrator. Data administrator is responsible for management of the data resources, including it is for management of for the data resources, means planning of the database. For example, suppose we want to perform the database or want to run a project for the mall. So the data administrator work is the planning for the database. What kind of database is required and what is the size of the database, all these things. Development and maintenance of the standards. Which kind of database software we are going to use. What development or the maintenance of that standard. Whatever the standards they are going to use to complete this project. What standards are they you are going to use and what is how to maintain that all standards. Policies and procedures also decided by the data administrator. What policies should be there, who is going to use which kind of data, all these policies or which software to be used, how to purchase their software, or accordingly the quotations, all these things are decided by the data administrator. Then conceptual and logical database design. So the data administrator also help or also look in the conceptual or logical database design. Next one, database administrator, who is the most important one or the most important person in the database environment, that is database administrator. So the database administrator requiring detailed knowledge of the target DBMS. Means suppose we have a project, the data that particular organization, that software company received a project of the enterprise, a mall, a big mall. They have to prepare a database or also prepare the project or the software. So in that case, that database administrator must have detailed knowledge about the target DBMS. Which kind of mall is it, whether it is a grocery related mall or it include all the things in the mall, whether it is a food related mall. So in this way, or whether it is a cloth related mall, or all these are included in a single place. So in this way, the database administrator must have or require detailed knowledge of the target DBMS. And the system environment responsible for the physical realization of the database. Actual generation of the database is decided by the database administrator, which include physical database design and implementation. Means what entity should be there, what are the attributes. Then security and integrity control, means which data should be seen by which one. They means provide the view levels, views are created, this created and all these things by the designer. But who decide this? Database administrator decide all these things. Okay. See, once again I am repeating, physical database design and implementation, means which kind of entity should be there, what is the attribute is there. ER diagram, it is designed by the designer. But in that ER diagram, what entity should be there, what attribute should be there, what is the relation between these entities, etc. Decided by only the database administrator. What is the primary key for every entity, what is the primary key of relation, which kind of relation it is, whether it is a one-to-one, one-to-many, many-to-one, all these things are decided by the database administrator. And this database administrator give the instruction to the designer. Then security and integrity, who see the which kind of data, what kind of integrity controls, means the foreign keys are used, then it is a referential integrity, which attributes are used as a foreign key. Then another types of domains of the attributes, all these things are decided by the database administration. Price should be greater than 0, quantity should be greater than or equal to 0, quantity price not allowed minus value. So all these integrity controls are only with the database administrator. Maintenance of the operational system means they are using PostgreSQL, MySQL, or so many softwares are there. Now MongoDBs are used. So many new softwares are available in the database. So maintenance of the operational system, it is also the task of database designer. Suppose the software is handed over to the particular mall, then in that case, if any problem occurs, then it is the task of database administrator to solve this problem. Need to give the training to the workers at that mall, how to use that softwares according to their levels, means the manager level 1 training. Then some clerical staffs are there in the mall. To them some training is given, and only the assistants at the counter who are using the database use the barcode, they are retrieving the price. To them also some training need to be given. All these things are done by the database administrator. So it is ensuring satisfactory performance of the application for the user, because user is not a single type. What type of users, that also we are going to study. So user are not a same type users, so need to provide satisfactory performance of their application. So depends upon the type of user. So these are some responsibilities we can say of the database app administrator. Now the next one is database designer. So a database administrator actually writes to decide what are the entities, what are their attributes, which is the primary key, what is the relation, what type of constraint. Everything has a rights given to the database administrator. But the database administrator not design the database. He or she only give the instruction to the database designer that I want these entities, I want these attributes, I want these relationship sets, I want this as a primary key, I want to apply this type of constraint, I want to use this type of file structure, I want to use this type of indexing. Every instruction is given to the database designer, and then database designer according to that instruction design the database. There are two ways or two parts of database designer: logical database designer and physical database designer. So first see logical database designer. So logical database designer is concerned with identifying the data, that is entity attributes, the relationship between the data, which entity should be there, what are the attributes of these entities, what is the relation between these entities, the instructions whatever the given by administrator accordingly need to or perform the design. The constraint on the data that is stored in the database, price should be greater than 0, quantity should be greater than or equal to 0. In this way, the salary of the employee should be integer, the price should be float type. In this way, then the logical database designer must have a thorough and complete understanding of the organization's data and any constraint on this data. Means suppose you are doing a project, okay, simple project, you have given a project of the management systems. So in that case, you are the database designer, you are doing the design of the database, you are going to decide the entities, attributes, all. Then as a designer, you must have a thorough and complete understanding of the organization data and any constraint on this data, that we call data requirement or collection of data requirement, or in software engineering term we call it as a requirement analysis. In software term, engineering term, we call it as a requirement analysis. So that is the actual task of logical database designer. So conceptual database design into two stages. First, conceptually database design and actual design. Means first decide what type of entities conceptually, and then design the logical, which targets a specific data model, means which data model is to be used, whether to use the first ER design is there. After that, which data model is to be used, either use relational model, either use network model, hierarchical or object oriented. As in our case, the relational model is used, then we need to convert that relational ER diagram into the relational model. So that type of design or logical database designer need to decide it also. Okay, so the next one is the physical database designer decide how the logical database design is to be physically realized. Means what it involves, mapping the logical database design into set of tables and integrity constraint, as we have done in our example. For example, instructor with ID, IID, name and salary. And then suppose department name, building where it is located and budget. Okay, so the relation between this is instructor department. Now what is many to one, one to many? One is department, multiple instructor, participation is total. In this IID is primary key, here department name is primary key. So this logical database designer perform this task. Now the physical database designer map this into the relational tables. So the tables, as we have seen, we generate the first table for instructor with ID name salary, second for department with department name. Now as it is a many to one and the total participation, this is combined. This one is combined with this one, and here in the instructor along with the IID name we add department name also. Why these two are combined and salary. So all these conversion from the logical database design into the set of table, their integrity constraint. What is the here constraint? This is department name is the foreign key. So it is the constraint. All this ID is the primary key, salary should be integer, name should be character, all these type of constraint. These are the task of physical database designer. Next, selecting the specific storage structures and access method for the data to achieve good performance. Now all these tables are created, values are to be insert, all these things we need to do. But where to store it? Which kind of storage structure we are going to use, that is also considered by this one. Means whether to use the primary storage, secondary storage, remote storage, which kind of, along with the whether to use sequential file, clustering file, that type of file, access method, which kind of indexing to be used, primary index, secondary index, B tree index, B plus tree index. So access method for achieve good performance. All these comes under the physical database designer. Also designing any security measures required for the data. So the manager, if we consider a mall related database, the manager can see the entire values, entire database, but the clerical staff can see their related, suppose the grocery related clerical staff, he or she can see only the grocery information, what quantity the available, what is the price, need to change if want to update the price, if want to update the quantity. All these are only grocery related clerk can see. Cloth related separate section is there, then that person can see only the cloth related information, means provide the security measure. The assistants who are on the counter, they don't know anything, they only use the barcode reader, read that whatever the code is there, barcode with that barcode reader and generate the bill. So that person doesn't know anything, whatever the database, what the values or how to update anything, he doesn't know anything. So in this way provide security measures. conceptual and logical database design are concerned with what, and physical database design is concerned with how to store and what to store in the database. Okay. Now the application developer, the main person again, and only the designer design the database, but writing the program to retrieve that data, it is the major task, and that is done by application developer. That is done by application developer. So application developer who develop actual applications there. So software developer, or we can call it as a application developer. So once the database has been implemented, the application programs are implemented by the application developer for end user. This includes retrieving, inserting, updating and deleting the data. Means the clerical staff at grocery level, the clerical staff for the cloth related activities, he can insert the new whatever the products are there, he can update the values, he can update the quantity, he can delete if nothing that product is removed from the mall, then he can remove that value. But how he can perform? Whether that person knows or he directly goes into the database to perform this? The manager can add new employees. He can insert, update the value, whatever the salaries of the employees. If any employee left the job, he can remove that employee name from the database. But the manager knows the database. Whether he knows how to write the queries that selects from this table or the name of the tables? No. All these persons are only users. They don't know anything about the database. So how they interact with the database then? They interact with the database through the application programs. They interact with the database only through the application programs which are written by the application developer. Different programs depending upon the user's requirement. Okay. That is the task of application developer. You can add here according to your knowledge. Now the end users. The end users who actually use the application. The end users who actually use the application. The end users are the clients for the database. End users can be classified according to the way they use the system. So name users are the users typically unaware of the DBMS. That already I have told you the example. The example is that the manager of the mall, the different clerks of the mall, the assistants at a counter that totally unaware of the DBMS. They don't know what software is used at the back end, how the tables are created, what is foreign key, what are the constraints, doesn't know anything. Only they use the front end. That menus are there, they select from that menu and perform the task. That is the final. As we are doing our project, for example, for project based learning, we have a project, we doing the project. At the end, the user, if we give that project, the user doesn't know anything about it. Such kind of user are known as naive user, unaware of the DBMS. They invoke the database operation by entering the commands or choosing the options from the menu. For example, checkout assistance at the local supermarket uses the barcode reader to find out the price of the item. They don't know what is, where it is stored, in which table that price is stored, but only they use the application programs. So about the database. Then These are shown here in simple. We'll see you the database. This we can say the architecture of the entire database. This we can say architecture of the entire database. So when we go through this architecture of DBMS, you can see here it is divided into 3-4 parts. The first, as already told, name users, tailors, agents, web users. We use the Moodle software, but we don't know at the backend what is there, which kind of software, what database software, or what how write the application program, in which language the application programs are written. We use only the Moodle through the web. So web users, our college website, we are retrieving the syllabus, we can retrieve the results, all these things, academic calendar, but it is stored somewhere in the database. Then application programmers, sophisticated user database administrator. Now after that, query processor is there. So query processor, it act with the queries, actual queries that are used by the application programmers to write the application, which includes DDL queries, means define data definition language. We are going to study in detail afterwards. DDL queries, which create the database, through which we create the database, through which we create the tables, alter the tables, drop the tables. DML queries, insert the values, update the values, delete the values. Along with that, the another type of query, select query to retrieve the data from the database. Then storage manager. So when we consider storage manager, how that which kind of file structure is used, a sequential file, clustering file. In this way, how to store it, on the which type of physical storage media it is stored. Then authorization and integrity manager, who decide what kind of integrity constraint to be applied, to whom authorized to which part of the database. Transaction manager, okay, some simple small transactions if we want to do on the database, then transaction manager. Then disk storage, actually where the database is stored on the disk. Normally it is stored on the secondary storage, that is on the disk. But if it is a very huge database and if it is a very sensitive database, then it is stored on the disk at remote site also. That part also we are going to study. So that disk storage, data, actual data on the disk, what is stored? The actual data, all the tables and their values. Indices used to retrieve the data. Data dictionary, it is nothing but the metadata about the data, statistical data, all these are stored on the disk, that is disk storage. So in this way, the architecture of the database, we can divide it into different parts. So the architecture of a database system is generally influenced by underlying computer system, centralized client server, multiprocessor and distributed. It has two types. Okay, it is partitioned either 2-tier or 3-tier architecture. What is 2-tier architecture? In 2-tier architecture, the application resides at the client machine, where it involves the database system functionally at server machine through query languages statement. Means you are doing your practical. Okay, what you perform? You store the database using the query language, you retrieve the data. It is a 2-tier. But in 3-tier architecture, the client machine acts merely as a front end and does not contain any direct database calls. Now, from here, suppose I retrieve the Moodle, my Moodle account. You from your desktop, you retrieve your Moodle account. From your mobile also, you can retrieve your Moodle account. But is there database in your mobile? Is there database on this machine? No. Okay. So, does not contain any direct database call. The client end communicates with an application server. Application programs are written on the server to which you are requesting that information. The client communicate with that application server, usually through a forms of interface. And the application server actually contains the database. The application server actually contains the database. Means Moodle server, it is in the college. But you are retrieving from anywhere in the world your Moodle account. But the database is not on your desktop machine or not on my desktop machine. It is in the application server which is located in the college. In this way, it is 2-tier and 3-tier. 3-tier applications, sorry, 3-tier applications are large applications for World Wide Web normally. If it is a simple small database, for example, you have generated database for a small store, grocery store, small cloth store. Not necessary to use a big server or keep it somewhere and use another thing. The single machine is there on which the database is also there. Application programs are also there, and the person or the owner of that shop retrieve the data through the software or the application program. So these are the different types of architectures, 2-tier or 3-tier architecture.